Kyrie Irving? Or was that Tony Robbins? I mean, he sounds like a motivational speaker now all of a sudden. The question I have for people is Kyrie changed? Is it as fun to go up against the Dallas Mavericks with this kinder, gentler Kyrie Irving? Are Boston fans still mad at Kyrie Irving? Are you still mad at the way things sort of went down here? Are you mad at the things he said about the city? Are you mad at him stomping on the logo or any of that other stuff that you can say about him? I'll say this. If Kyrie comes out and he's contrite and says, I said some things about Boston. It was my fault. I was acting a certain way. I'd be very disappointed. I prefer when Kyrie's an a-hole, and I would rather root against Kyrie the a-hole than Kyrie the motivational speaker. It's not as much fun for me. I'd much rather, it was way more fun booing Clemens after he left, when he went to Houston, and it was like, oh, all right, well, now he's in Houston. I don't care about this as much. With Kyrie Irving, if he comes back and he's all happy and shaking hands with everybody and apologizing to the city of Boston, I don't want to see that.
First of all,
I hope that doesn't happen.
Do you think he's going to do that?
I mean, the way he's talking, he sounds totally different. He sounds totally different to me. Every time they talk, they stick a microphone in his face this entire playoffs. I haven't heard one shred of that defensiveness and the defiance and just sort of the general a-holishness that he always speaks with when he was on every other team he's ever played for.
General a-holery is how
a-holery,
like
yes,
exactly. Now, see, to me, this would already be more fun. And I get it. Maybe for his own, here we are. Actually, we just exited Mental Health Awareness Month, which I know, we prioritize Mego, and I take very seriously. However, it's great for him that it's worked, but he has a nasty competitive streak in him. So it's still okay for him to embrace that the same way Luka Doncic is yelling, now who are you looking at, mother effer, last night in Minnesota, which was kind of awesome. Like, he's letting everybody know, you tell him I'm coming and hell's coming with me, to pull from a Western from Tombstone, which was mentioned earlier. This is what I need from these people. Like, I want Kyrie. It's fine if he wants to go on a yoga retreat. It's fine if he wants to go sit and drink ayahuasca in the dark for 4 days with Aaron Rodgers.
Do you drink it?
Ayahuasca?
Smoke it?
I don't know.
I always thought it was
well,
like
he drinks ghee or smokes ayahuasca.
Okay.
Maybe they microdose together. That's fine. Whatever it is, they can go do all of that in their free time, whatever. But here, you have to understand that there is a narrative. Like, this is theater. This is entertainment in the first sake. And I want Kyrie Irving to be like Tony Montana in Scarface, and I want him to walk in and go, and here comes the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, I need him to be the villain. Because any great story, and this is as much to me, he thinks it's his redemption story. To me, it's Jalen and Jason's redemption story because they thought they were going to saddle up and learn from him. And he's like, you know what? Actually, I think I'm going to go do it my own way. So let me stomp on Lucky, tell you guys to tuck it and suck it. I'll sage the garden and roll out of town. And now he abandons them, and they have found their way back. And they were too young a few years ago. And now it seems like they're ready. So the only way for them to win now is to go through the guy they thought was going to be their leader a couple of years ago. Embrace the fact that you're the bad guy, Kyrie. Don't deflect and genuflect and, Boston just happens to be an interesting city that is in our way. No, it's not. Go ahead and say it's casually racist. Go ahead and say it's an S-hole. Go ahead and say you hated this place. We'll take it because guess what? Every time you do, someone else sells 500 Kyrie Sucks shirts. And that's what makes it fun.
I don't really think that he is in a position where he's trying to repent for anything that any perceived slights, especially in Boston. I think he's just saying less, which is basically I think what he's doing right now.
His outlook seems different.
Because it seems different.
His whole purview is very different now.
Yeah. He's showing up to work and he's saying less. And he's seeing how for 95% of the league, that's what everybody does. And it works really well for them. And so he continues to do it. Kyrie has always been a guy who is both acting like a total a-hole in front of everyone and doing things that are actively spreading misinformation and harmful, while at the same time doing things like donating to help fix the water situation in Flint, Michigan, and donating to help an orphanage in Ghana, and doing all these things that are good stuff off of the court. But he can't help himself when the camera's on to stand there and not stand by his word, screw over teammates, not show up for work, go to a birthday party instead, all this stuff that we've seen for years. And so I think that there have always been good aspects to him. And he's let that a-hole behavior overtake that. And now all he's doing is he's showing up to work and saying less.
I mean, it seems like it. It does seem like that's happening. I know that he's done a lot of nice things for every pro athlete in the world has a charity they donate to, or the charity that they started. Like I agree that he's done good stuff, but that's part of the.
Did you know he bought a
part
house
of the
for
gig,
George
right?
Floyd's family?
I did know that. Yes, and again,
he
I mean,
does like
he's
real
done nice
stuff,
things, sure.
But he acts like an a-hole. And he spreads misinformation, actively harmful ideas.
And that the movie he was promoting was not a great one either.
No.
From what we remember. But again, I mean, people change sometimes. I don't think they change that much.
I don't think he's changed.
Are people going to fall for this? Is the national media already seems to
Yes.
have. Brian Windhorst is talking about, we've never seen a spiritual Kyrie like this. And
the way he's conveying himself has changed.
Yeah. It sounds very different. It's good. Is it good business for him? We'll see. It's good business if they win the championship. Absolutely.